small town of Plainfield, Wisconsin, everyone knew Ed Gein. He was quiet, polite, and a little strange, but no one thought much of it. He did odd jobs around town, helped neighbors, and mostly kept to himself. But when a local woman disappeared in 1957, the police went to Ed's farmhouse. What they found inside changed horror forever. This is a true story of Ed Gein, the man who inspired Psycho, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Silence of the Lambs, and recently, The Monster. Edward Theodore Gein was born in 1906 in La Crosse County, Wisconsin. His childhood was miserable. His father was an alcoholic who constantly abused him. His mother, Augusta, was deeply religious and taught Ed that women, except for her, were evil and sinful. She isolated Ed and his brother Henry from the outside world. They lived on a remote farm, surrounded by nothing but fields and silence. To Ed, his mother wasn't just a parent. She was a prophet, the only person who could tell him what was right or wrong, and she demanded total obedience. In 1940, Ed's father died of a heart failure. 4 years later, tragedy struck again. During a fire on their property, Ed's brother Henry died of mysterious circumstances. Police found the body. It wasn't burned, it was bruised. Ed told them Henry must have gotten lost. No one questioned him. That left Ed completely alone with his mother. But when she died in 1945, everything that held Ed together finally broke loose. For the next 12 years, Ed Gein lived alone in that old farmhouse. He boarded up his mother's room and kept it perfectly clean as she left it before she passed. The rest of the house, however, slowly fell into decay. He spent his nights reading books about anatomy, Nazi experiments, and death. He was fascinated by what made people human and what made them flesh. But eventually, reading wasn't enough. He wanted to see for himself. Late at night, Ed began visiting local cemeteries. He dug up recently buried women who reminded him of his mother. Middle-aged, plump, pure. He took their bodies home and began to experiment. He tanned their skin, made masks, lampshades, and even chairs out of human remains. To Ed, these weren't crimes. He told himself he was bringing his mother back to life. He wanted to become her, so he started building what he called his woman's suit. On November 16, 1957, Bernice Warden, owner of a hardware store, randomly disappeared. Her son, who worked as a deputy sheriff, found blood on the floor. The last receipt in the register was for antifreeze. The name on the slip was Edward Gein's. Police went straight to Ed's farmhouse. What they found inside would haunt them for life. In a shed behind the house, they found Bernice's Warden's body. She was hanging upside down, cut open, like a deer. Inside the house, it only got worse. There was a lampshade made of human skin, bowls crafted from skulls, a belt made from human nipples, and inside a paper bag, the face of another missing woman, Mary Hogan. Even the most experienced officers couldn't handle what they saw. Some ran outside and vomited. Others simply stood in shock. This wasn't just murder. It was madness. Ed Gein was then arrested that night. He didn't even resist. He spoke softly and politely, as if nothing unusual had happened. He confessed to robbing graves and creating his woman's suit. When asked if he ever slept with the bodies, he replied, "No, they smelled too bad." He was found insane and spent the rest of his life in a mental institution. Ed Gein died in 1984 at the age of 77. Ed Gein only killed 2 people, but what he did with their bodies shaped horror for generations. Norman Bates from Psycho, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Buffalo Bill from The Silence of the Lambs. All of them were born from the mind of one quiet man in Wisconsin. So the next time you watch a horror movie and think, that could never happen, remember, in one lonely farmhouse, all the way in Wisconsin, it already has happened.